the Monday. This is the Ward Planning Commission. Do I have anybody that would be willing to say the prayer? If not, I'll do it. Okay. Remove your hats. Thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for this day, Lord. And I just ask that you grant us wisdom, discernment, as we make plans and do things for this city of Ward. Help us to be able to work with all, to be able to do good things for this community. In sweet Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. All right. Brittany, can I get you to do the roll call, please?
Here.
Here.
Here. All right, we have a quorum, so we can go ahead and continue on. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the meetings from, I know some of you don't have it, they're slow. And does anybody have, let's just kind of go this way. We did the UDO. I know you all are waiting for your minutes to pull up. But anyhow, I could read them and probably get it done faster than that would occur. The only thing that we really did was the UDO, and Mayor Gastineau made a presentation, and we dealt with the zoning. And I think we put all that together. I did report to the city council that we had come up with a basic plan for zoning for the city of Ward. And that was the only really notes that were taken at that particular time. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? If no further discussion, can I get all in favor say aye?
Aye.
All right, thank you, it passes. Next thing is old business, Mayor Gastineau.
I need to acknowledge Mr. Alex is on the...
Oh, yeah, Alex is here. You got my text.
At the last meeting, several were here and went over the map. We made some adjustments and changes. Can you put slideshow?
Yep.
So at the last meeting, we made some changes on the proposed draft UDO ordinance map in front of you and on the screen. The screen's awful small, but in front of you. What we want to do is move forward with this, and I sent out a proposed agenda, if you will, a timeline on public review, a time for public input, and then public review, and then come back to you all for approval based on public review and public comment before it goes to the council for approval.
And Mayor, I noticed that Aaron was very good at pointing out on May 27th that we will have a holiday on that particular day. And what I'd like to be able to do, if you don't have anything that you want us not do it, is to be able to move it to the 28th.
Next slide. Well, I kind of got ahead of you on. Yeah, on the 20th. Yeah, that's the timeline I put in, and then sent it to Jerry and Aaron. I think you sent it to everybody else, and Aaron's input was 27th holiday. Good point. So anyway, move it to 28th, the Tuesday, and I just kind of figured that's what y'all would do.
Does anybody have any problems being able to make that meeting? No? Okay, good.
I thought we were going to make the railroad side of 367cc and then the
Let me see.
railroad side NC. Is this because this is already commercial here? Oh, sorry.
Okay, good.
So the I thought this was all gonna be in C too. but it's
It
gonna be
is in C. No,
Oh.
if you look right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they had put in there already. I just had
It's
put
just-
in there to change it to CC.
Okay, the color just made it.
Yeah,
Where I
I
was
can't.
confused. Got it.
And we have
All right.
turned these over to Metro Plan for them to redo these based on our inputs.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, now that we have, what we have basically is we have a map, all right? And now what we need to do is we need to start doing the real work, all right? And you've seen the proposal that Mayor Gastineau has put together, and I hope you'll review that. And if that all looks good and you think that this will work for us, then I would like a motion to approve this particular timeline for our new ordinance and zoning.
To review the map.
Yes.
I move to follow the schedule presented to review the map.
Any further discussion? No further discussion, then let's take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, we'll
Thank
get
you,
going.
Mayor.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right. Next on the agenda is the Copper Moons Estate, and Steve's not here, but Nick is, right? Okay, Nick, you want to come up and talk to us about the development,
Yes,
Phase
sir.
1? This is a final plat.
All right. We're here tonight just to get approval on the final plat for the first 6 lots, correct? I believe we're just waiting on the as-built to get the locations on the, is that right, all the locations on the underground utilities? So,
And I think we were also waiting to get a letter about the storm.
correct,
The
yes.
storm drainage on the end of those lots that you have right there that. And I
Correct.
know that's coming too,
It
right?
is.
All right,
So
can
we have an agreement to maintain that until the storm drainage box is installed on the next 6 lots. So we will maintain that and continue to take care of that until we move forward with that.
Okay, Bruce, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I basically have everything as far as compaction tests for what asphalt is there and pressure test. I did go over, and since it was only 6 lots, I mean, we just need to set the as-built for our records. I've already checked everything. Everything's already there in the right places. It matches the preliminary. Just a copy of as-built just for our records. As far as the storm drainage, what's there's working like it's supposed to. Everything kind of drains from Moon Road back to, there's a drainage ditch back there that kind of, at the end of the asphalt, you know, it's there. And so like the box drains and stuff, we're not really a part of these 6. That would come on the next phase. And just want to make sure that they maintain that during this process. And I was going to write something up, have them sign in any case that something happens where, you know, they fold up or something, that an agreement that storm drainage will be finished there. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, and-
And I know I did talk to Nick, and he said that there was just a breakdown of not getting it done with the others. And so you're satisfied then with everything that's going on?
Yeah, this one's an easy one because there's only 6 of them. So we've already been out there several times, so we know exactly where everything is. If it was a really big development, then I'd have to have those on hand and, you know, go out and check them. But so few here, it's pretty easy. We just need a copy for our records.
Okay, anybody on the commission have any questions?
Does there need to be like a turnaround or anything put in at the end while they're doing the construction, or? Okay, thank you.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, we discussed that with the fire chief, because it's only that short period or short of distance, there's no need for it. And also, since we're on record, he agreed for the, keep the drainage going. We will still get a letter to him. Should have already. That's on us, but we'll get that to him.
I'll tell you the reason why I haven't is because I wanted to go out there the next good rain, which was today. And so I went out there and I checked it, and everything's flowing like it should, right? We just want to make sure that, there's some permanency if something ever does happen. Because, after the asphalt, that's, gravel and dirt. Eventually that's going to continue to keep washing out if something isn't done there in the future, so.
Any other questions? No questions? Then I ask for a motion to approve the final plat on contingent. One is that the letter will be provided, or Bruce will get a letter to them about the drainage. Two is the as-bills will be presented before it goes to the next city council meeting for the final plat approval.
I make a motion
Okay,
for the final plat.
all right. I need a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Alex. Any further discussion? None? Then I call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you. The second item on our agenda for new business is Stagecoach Estates, and it's a final plat also by Richardson Engineering. And they're not here. And we said that might happen. Remember, we're going to just pull it then, is what we'll do. Did we not get, did Richardson not? I know that we said we'd pull this if they weren't here.
Yeah, I talked to him today. I don't know if there was, as far as I know, he's supposed to be here. I don't know if there's if he was still thinking 7 o'clock or, yeah. I do know that he did get everything that I needed, and I actually went out there this afternoon and checked everything as far as the as-built and whatnot, and everything is good. The only thing that's missing is they're about 85 to 95% done with the asphalt, and I talked to Travis Isbell, and they only need about another day to finish the asphalt when it's not raining, and that's, as far as I know, that's pretty much it.
All right. Yeah, I don't know that we want to approve it. I don't have a final plat, and if we don't see a final plat, I don't think we can take any action on this at this point in time. What I'd like to be able to do is just move it back onto the agenda and see if they show up at 7. We might be able to go, they may have the plat at that time. We should at least wait till that, and we can just move on to the next agenda item
If
then.
you'd like, I can give him a call too. Let me step outside and call him real quick if you'd like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was not able to, on the electronic copy of the plat, I was not able to determine the location of this. I'm not familiar with this.
You talking about Moon Road?
No, I'm talking about Stagecoach Estates.
Oh, Stagecoach Estates. You're going to have to go all the way to the southern end of Ward, Arkansas. Maybe the mayor can give you a little.
You know where, well, they got kind of a map right there, might get you. You know where Stagecoach Road goes in off of 38 toward the backside of Cabot?
Yeah.
Down there at East Main, you intersect with East Main, turn left at East Main.
Okay, I think I know where you're talking.
Correct.
So it's south and west. Okay. Thank
It's not in city limits, it's within our planning jurisdiction.
you. Okay.
Yeah, we have 1 mile out. So that's why, and they're going to join us later through the water. That's what brings them in, so.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is a variance for a fence. This is 51 Gold Meadow Loop, and this is Catherine Thomas. Catherine, come to the microphone, please. Thank you.
Hi. So I built a fence in November. I called the city number that I had online on Google, spoke to a gentleman. No one can tell me who that was now. Two guys showed up. Are you one of my guys? Showed up and, well, I don't know. And now they're saying I can't have it, but I did call because I'm from Sherwood and they're very particular, and I had a house in Sherwood that I grew up in, and me and my mom had this fight with Sherwood. So I knew that I had to follow some rules. I just guess I didn't talk to the right guy at the right time. And so I'm a single mom, and I built this fence, and it's not finished at this moment. It is on the front side just because I've had so many cars come into my yard from that curve right there, because they literally do pass that farm on Wilson as fast as they can. I mean, I've seen all sorts of wrecks right there. Well, a couple have ended up in my yard. Well, I also am the only person at that corner that owns a propane tank. So if you go into my yard, which I've almost had a gentleman, he missed my house, but was probably from there to me from my propane tank. Well, my kids' rooms are also on that corner. I've just, for safety as well, I have this fence up. I didn't know there was a height. The gentleman didn't tell me there was a height I could have. It's a white picket fence. I sent pictures. I don't know if y'all have seen the pictures, but that stop sign's been taken out numerous times. I actually put that stop sign back up when I put the fence up in November. The only stop sign other on that corner is the one that is not anywhere near the road, but on the farmer's fence. So people don't stop whatsoever on that corner.
But you're asking for a variance for the fence, right?
Correct. That's already
Okay.
standing.
Okay, can I ask you a question then?
Sure.
Do you realize that you put the fence in the right-of-way?
No.
Yeah. This isn't even something we would be able to approve for you because, see, the county and the state and the federal government all have right-of-ways, which allows them to have so much property on all sides of the streets, okay, a certain amount, and usually it's 25 feet from the center line. And I can tell by looking at that is in the right-of-way right now.
Okay.
Okay. Mike, do you have something that you could maybe shed light on for us? Let me just see what our code enforcement person has too, okay?
Yeah, so me and Gary, we actually, we did see the fence up back in November and all that, but it had like some garland writ on it. So we thought it was actually Christmas decorations, but then as the months passed by, the garland came down. We're like, that's not Christmas decoration. So we made contact with her, and we saw that the posts were in the ground, and we informed her that there's a setback for the building lines, and that's where our fences need to be. As we've discussed in the past and all that, you can build up to your building lines, but if it goes past your front of your building, it has to go down to 4 foot. And that's just, I don't think she got a plot plan, so I really can't tell you where her building line is. So as a city standpoint, we can't really accept it.
Is that great, or the wood fence, is that within code? Like if she moved it back to
Yeah,
that?
that's what I was going to ask. Is the fence okay if it was moved back to?
As long as it's 4 foot. The 4 foot. So it's pretty much like right there. If she'd move it back to where the building line is and pulled the permit, got the plot plan, and then we were able to approve it on those bases. But then she wouldn't even need a variance on that case.
But where it sits now is right in the right of way.
Where it sits right now, it's right in the right of way.
Can I ask as I have no idea what
Can
the
you go
right-of-way-
to the microphone, please?
What's a right of way? Like how far would that fence have to move?
Let me just say, right-of-ways vary, okay? It depends. The state, like the state for federal highways, it can be 1,000 feet from the center of the thing. It depends on the county, and I'm not sure what the county's is, but I know you are inside the right of way, okay? Usually it's on the other side of a ditch or where utility lines are running right along that side.
Which I did make sure I was not on top
Yeah,
of it.
that's a good thing. That
Yeah.
is a very good
I didn't
thing.
want to die. I was like, okay, I
How-
know there's a number
yeah.
I'm supposed to call.
Yeah, there's a light pole down at the end.
Yes.
It should be on the other side.
How does she go about finding out?
Where to move it.
Yeah, what I was gonna
Okay.
say, when you bought your house, did you get a plot plan when you bought your house with your closing papers?
Yeah.
I looked
It
for
probably
it.
is in there.
Well, I looked for it and I couldn't
No.
find it, so I'm still working on that part of it, and
Okay.
I told the lady when I was sending it.
Okay.
Yes, sir, but I did want it to go all the way to the, connected to the back. Correct, that I have cemented and will kill me to get out. Yeah.
On the property, there's the wood fence. Is that your property line on that end?
I think that's the city's, isn't it?
That's the city, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna put the white fence on that side all the way to connect to my back fence as well.
All right, Kimberly, I don't know what we can do with this. Thank you, Mike. I know we cannot approve a variance inside of the right-of-way. There is absolutely no way. So that fence is going to have to come down. All right, I know that's a terrible thing to have to say, but I mean it. If it doesn't come down, more than likely the county will just take it down, and they probably don't care about your fence like you probably care about your fence. And I'm just trying to help you out a little bit. I understand, but we are not even close to being able to authorize a variance for that fence. Not because you couldn't do it, but you're already in the right of way, so it's not gonna, we don't have the authority to give it to you, and we can't approve it. That's the problem. Now, if you want to move that fence and bring it back outside of the right-of-way, and then work with our code enforcement, Gary and Mike, they can help you set up wherever you relocate that fence, and with their recommendations, we can help her get. Yes, ma'am.
Well, there's no point, like, if I take it down, I don't want to put a fence through the middle of my yard, so that's, I mean.
But see, that's not your yard in reality. I need to make that clear. That's not your yard.
No, I know. I'm just
That
saying,
is
I
the
don't wanna-
county's. That's the county's yard right there on that side.
Right.
Probably about where your tree is at is about where your fence should probably go.
And my front door is not even 20 feet from that, so there's no point.
I understand. But I'm just saying is that I can't see it, but we'll move forward, okay?
If someone drives into my home due to the way my house is sitting on that corner, do y'all pay for it? Like, who pays for my home when someone drives into my house because y'all don't have stop signs?
That would be the person that drove into the yard.
Yeah, but then can I request that I have 4 stop signs put up so that people
You can
stop?
make any request you want. The mayor is here. You can talk to our public works director. You can talk to anyone about those things. But that probably will not work. I'm just trying to be honest with you right up front.
You're saying there's no stop signs, but there's a stop sign in your picture. You're saying it gets knocked down all the time?
That one gets knocked down,
Okay.
and then this corner right here.
Yeah.
Where you see this white bar?
Mm-hmm.
The stop sign for this side of the road is not until, I'm gonna invade the road. This is the farmer's fence. This is the stop sign. Here's the road.
There's no
Nobody
stop-
knows there's
That's
a
the end of
stop
all.
sign.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That other
Not
stuff,
one coming
that
this
other
way.
stop sign, I don't think is legal. It's not legal.
I don't know why.
I do. It's not legal.
Well, there's a stop sign there, and there used to be one on the corner on the other side that's been run over and nobody ever put back up when I moved there. So,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. I need a motion to approve the variance for 51 Gold Meadow Loop. May I get a motion?
I mean, if we can't even
Excuse me?
If we can't approve it, then what's the point of having a motion if it's not even?
I have to do a motion to approve. How you want to vote is your decision, okay? But we have no authority anyhow in this whole thing. But I think for the record, we should make sure that we make our point clear too.
Just for the
okay?
record, if you ask for a motion and there's no motion, the motion dies for lack of a.
Or that could
The measure dies
happen.
for lack of a motion.
Okay. So if you don't want a motion, fails. Okay. Sorry, Catherine. Oh, absolutely. And we, Helen just brought up a good point. If you want to move that fence, you want to try to keep that fence somewhere around your house, then work with Mike or Gary when you get ready to relocate your fence, okay? It'll save you this kind of trouble in the future by working with code. All right? I know. I understand. But I don't think any ward code enforcement person would ever tell you you could put it up on next to the road.
They're saying it wasn't him, and they're saying it wasn't the older gentleman, so I don't know who I spoke to that day. So, I don't know.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Okay. All right, we'll move on. The next item up again is we're going to go Stagecoach Estates. They're here. All right, good.
Appreciate the call. Forgive our tardiness. We did not get the memo. Not blaming the city for that. Not sure where we miscommunicated, but we're here. So thank you for waiting for us. Hey, before we get started, so this is Stagecoach Estates. The entire subdivision asking for approval at 69 lots. They're pretty good sized lots, 0.73 acres on average. Like I said, 69 lots. If you don't mind, I'm going to pass out another copy of the plat. I know you guys have looked at it. We added a note or two. I went back. A lot of times with the drainage easements, we like to go back and add a note to I guess, prevent anybody from putting any fences across any of our drainage tracks. So you'll notice we added a note on the drainage tracks for that. So 20-foot easement for that. And
Did we get the sidewalks?
sidewalks
On the final plat?
They will be,
Or at least an annotation that they'll be put in?
well,
I know that was a discussion that we had too
Yeah.
last Monday.
okay. We show it on the typical road section. Now, our surveyor does not like to show them on the final plat because they're not built, of course.
As long as they're notated.
Yes, sir. So we'll have that.
Okay.
Okay. So let me pass out just a few copies of this. I just wanted you to have them so you know that there was an extra note added to that. So. I know you're not going to have time to look over anything right now, but if you can plan anything that may stand out. You've seen it already, there's no significant change. Yes, so there's just a few places where we have to try and do it, so just want to make sure that there was no fencing across. There's one here, one right here.
And this is where we have the road too.
You talking about this emergency?
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of that, yeah.
So we got the road here.
The sidewalks are shown in another big parcel here?
They're really, they're shown here.
Yeah, I got it.
In the typical section.
Got it.
We can put them in the building.
No, yes.
Per city.
Yeah, because like you said, if it's not built, they don't want it.
Yeah, our surveyor's a little bit hard-headed, but for good reason on that. They don't like to show anything that's not built, so. Okay.
All right, do we have any questions from the commission?
Yeah, so down in the, on the front,
Bruce, we have our as-built.
Yes, sir, I do have the as-built. I have the as-built, compaction test and pressure test. So everything's been done, with the exception, you know, Travis is, he's about 85, 90% done with the asphalt. He just needs about another day to finish, and then that'll be that.
Okay, thank you. And I know I was with Tony during the meeting, and he has no problems with it too, the fire chief, okay? Just to let you know that. He was at the last meeting while we went over this. Does anyone else have any other questions? No questions? Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, I ask for a motion to approve the
Make a
final.
motion, we accept the final plat.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? No further discussion. I ask all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion's passed. Thank you very much.
Signatures on the final plat. I know there was some confusion on the signatures for final plat last time. Would you rather sign tonight, or would you rather us bring those back, or?
This has got to go to city council.
Okay, so we'll go through city council.
Yeah, you got to wait until their next
Okay.
meeting. Once you get ours approved, then you've got to wait for the city council to approve it. But I will sign them after the city council meeting like I did last time.
Fair enough. Sounds good. We're good? Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, back to the mayor. And now we're going to a street parking committee. Yes, sir.
At the last city council meeting, I suggested a committee be formed to study the various streets in the city to determine what streets could be used for parking and not. This is a can that we kicked down the road, proverbially the city street, for many, many years. I will tell you that I said that night, I've done this before when I was on city council and was mayor. I will not approve or I'll veto any measure that bans parking completely in the city. I think that's an overreach of the government. The subdivision streets are wide enough to park. There may be some rules we need to put in, but I'll let the street committee worry about that. But there's lots of streets in town that should not be parked on, and this committee is going to study that, make a recommendation to city council on what they want to do with those streets. The committee I formed was the police chief as the chairperson with the fire chief, a city council member, and I'm asking for a planning commission member to be a part of this committee also. So, who would like to volunteer? Alex?
Mayor, you have our volunteer.
Fairly new, and yeah, so the police chief will get a hold of you, and decide when you're going to have a meeting or whatever and discuss things. But this is something that has been brought to my attention a few times. School buses having problems, emergency vehicles having problems.
We talked about the contractors having problems going in even to other subdivisions because they can't get in.
Correct.
Because people are parked right on the highway or right on the street on the highway, so they can't.
One of my suggestions is, and they'll look at it, you'll look at it, is zigzag parking. Make it an ordinance, you have to zig. You can't park across from somebody on a city street. But that'll be up for the committee to make a recommendation to the city council. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other business that the planning commission needs to bring up? None? Okay, then let's move on to announcements. Eggs extravaganza in the park will be March 30th at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Grace Community Church. And oh, by Grace Community Church. Okay, I'm just reading it the way it says it, baby. Also, the Great American Eclipse Day, April 8th. And if you haven't figured it out, there's going to be, know that it's going to be emergency vehicles. Get your water, get your gas, get everything you need to have, because they're stating that the day before and the day after and the day of will be a very chaotic day in the state of Arkansas. Whether it rains or not, it's going to be a chaotic day.
Because the eclipse is going to happen whether it's overcast or not. It's going to happen. Just to let you know, we do have glasses available. So come see the water office and you can get your glasses, 5 per household. You need more. Anyway, come see them. And we got T-shirts for sale. Erin said she's going to come in and buy some T-shirts. Oh, you got one on? Model. That's our runway
I washed
model.
mine today. I'll wear it next.
Anyway, come buy a T-shirt and pick up sunglasses.
All right. Thank you. Next city council meeting is going to be Tuesday, April 16th at 6:30 p.m. Wasn't it Tuesday, April 16th?
No, that's correct. 16th. I said wrong a minute ago.
Okay. Our planning commission meeting will be on Monday, the 22nd. And also remember the spring cleanup day. That is a great day to get rid of a lot of garbage. If you want to get rid of things, get it down there. And if you need to find out what's going on, check your Facebook page, because one thing I'll say is the mayor and his staff, they'll tell you where you need to go and what you need to do to get your stuff taken care of, okay? And the only thing I wanted to bring up right now, so that we all know, and Erin brought up this the idea of the holiday, so we're not going to have that. So I want you to make an annotation that we're going to meet on the 28th at that time instead of the 27th, okay? Just to make sure everybody's got it on that Tuesday instead of that Monday. That's going to be May 28th. At 6:30. Any other announcements, comments? None? I hear none. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.